up, man. When you get in a marriage, I own you. You are my. If I came home from a long day trying to provide for you, you're gonna open your legs and I'm gonna get smashing.
Is this a bit?
Man, we're back, man. We're back. What makes the whites happy makes the blacks upset. Just pearly things, man.
He just keeps hearing it.
That's the motto of the day. Did y'all get the link that I sent y'all for the
yes,
the room? I sent it to you on Discord, dude.
Yes, I got it.
Where did you send it to me? I don't have anything there. I thought I had a watch the other link up.
Who did I send it to? I sent that link to someone. So someone
is gonna... some random person in here.
Oh man,
is that looks like Ethan Nestor on the left? That'd be
he's got
hilarious.
He's got the full suit on.
Crank gameplays.
So we're here. I just got done watching some racism, some slavery things with her, and now we're watching some anti-woman things as nature intended.
Yeah, as the process goes.
Called off work today just to see this stuff because I'm completely oblivious to all of this. I'm like, oh yeah, people are horrible.
Just Pearly Things. She's had an interesting career. She was dating that one YouTuber. I can't think of his name. He was like a black. I think he was like a prank. Was he a prank channel or like a review? I don't know.
He was like something regular and cool, but he was a big black guy, and now she's like, fat guys are ugly.
The thing that confuses me about her is I don't know if she holds these like anti-woman beliefs. I don't know if that's like her real thoughts or if it's just like this is will get me money. Because I know if say we erased everything we ever did, I started going to the gym and we started talking about how women deserve less. We would
puts me in a suit.
We would immediately get like 500,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, if we went on the bandwagon of this. Oh gosh, smoking cigars.
Telling your pregnant wife to put on the gloves.
What are your thoughts on Pearl Cam?
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts, but they're all very mean. I feel like I shouldn't say them until we like watch some stuff, and then I can be like, see, this is because otherwise I'm just like, and then people are like, oh, she hates this girl for no reason.
I feel like this will attract. Same with the last one. It'll attract a bunch of guys. Look at this fat simp talking about how women deserve. Yes, I know.
I should have put on makeup.
I am fat. I do live in a trailer with my mom. You know.
I am white. I am a fucking punk. I do live in a trailer with my mom.
I live in a Waffle House.
I live at PragerU headquarters.
I live in the epic rap battles of history YouTube thumbnail. So this video was called "I'm a 10 Modern Woman Humbled."
Let's hear from the girls. Do you think most girls are objective, or do you think they think they're hotter than they are? Or do they underrate themselves? Go around.
Personally, I think it depends on the person because growing up, I'm obviously not skinny. Hi everyone, I'm not skinny. So growing up, I was never the beauty standard for anyone. So like all my friends were getting chatted up by people, blah, 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 blah. And I was just the other one, you know? So like I never really thought of myself as an attractive person. Like I would never call myself anything more than a 4. But now, like I don't really care about what anyone thinks about me. Like I've grown into myself and I'm comfortable with who I am now that like even if you guys call me delusional or whatever, I think I'm maybe not a 10, let's not go that far, but like definitely an 8 per. So like whether you guys think I am or not,
that's got nothing to do with her.
But like,
so what is it that took you from a 4 to an 8 if nothing's changed?
This is already unsettling to me. They have this desire to humble women. They're like, humble them. Like you see those like humbled with facts and logic. Woman destroyed. Like woman left speechless by like this.
Yes, this obsession with that.
Also, like if it's gonna be this girl, like she evidently doesn't need it. Like she opened with being like, hey, yeah, I used to think I wasn't pretty. And now I've like grown into myself and be like, no, bitch, you're ugly. Like you don't need to do that.
She said, like, I understand that, to other people, I might not be that attractive, but to me, like, I value myself as this. That's a healthy attitude to have.
Yeah.
To be like, yes. Yeah, to other people, I might be this. To me, it's like that's literally being humble.
So they're about to just hound on her for having good self-esteem?
You're not necessarily being objective about how other people view you. Right? Because
Oh,
isn't that what
God.
a rating
Okay.
really is? Like
Yeah,
what
well,
you
'cause
think the
'cause
vast
to
majority
me,
of
like,
people.
like if I rated myself 1 to 10, I give myself a 5. I think I'm normal looking,
Mm.
and I just think it's based on my results. I think if I was an 8, 9, or 10, I would have had modeling contracts because people in the top 20% of beauty they get modeling contracts.
Oh, with
So what
percentages.
is, everyone's Tinder, Bumble, like they have a ranking for you behind the scenes.
I don't be ranking people.
So,
That's a weird thing.
I don't understand when girls say like I'm an 8 because, or sometimes I hear girls say 10 because I hear this a lot where they say like because I love myself and I'm like confident now. But don't you think attractiveness is based on results?
Oh,
Oh
Do you think
god.
then?
everyone
God.
is a 10 to someone. Like,
Yes.
it's everything. Like, there's something for someone out there. It shouldn't even be about whose appearance is whose, because they're going off of the basis of like something that's based off of a 90s movie. Even though you have nerdy glasses and all this, you can still be pretty by taking those off. Princess Diaries! Remember the Princess Diaries?
She was not even
Yeah.
like ugly, bro.
But she had the glasses.
She had glasses and her hair was curly. Like
Oh god, it's me. I understand being a realist in like some situations, like looking at things completely objectively, but what good do you get out of being like, yeah, most people don't find me attractive? And that's how I'm gonna live my life. You know what happens when you do that? You turn into a fucking pick-me and you make a podcast where you call other girls ugly.
I think it's fine to, but I feel like a lot of people they just aren't like mentally like I feel like it's natural for people to care about what other people think.
Oh, totally.
I'm aware that like majority of the world will think this about me, but I don't care. Like my confidence has always been high, but I just don't think it's beneficial to tell people that like they're ugly. There's nothing wrong with average. Most people are average.
People find beauty in flaws. I don't even consider it flaws. It's just unique to have features and all this. And to have everyone look the same or have the same type of like thing, like surgery and all that, that's very, very toxic.
Dude, I keep thinking about that one surgery that Crowder got that makes like his chest bigger.
Oh yeah.
No.
It's like it like pushes his ribs out, and I just think about it, I'm like, that sounds like the most painful
So
thing.
they literally push his ribs out?
Yeah.
Because he had like a concave chest and he got an elective surgery while his wife was basically giving birth to like get his chest puffed out.
Got gender affirming surgery.
When someone rates somebody, why does that have anything to do with them? Like if you rate me, if someone rated like somebody a 3, and it's just like, oh, okay, that's your opinion. Like it's not like a rating is not a fact, it's an opinion.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, add up to a consensus. Maybe not a fact, but consensus.
Yeah, consensus. Yeah.
I have a group of friends, right? And when I walk, I know immediately who's gonna get the most attention from the guys. It's not me, right? I have like a friend who's like very, very attractive, and I know when I walk into a room with her, like the guys talk to her first, because like girls, you can kind of just feel it. But I hear like, and I hear this from girls a lot, like I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. If that's not like rooted in reality.
But who cares
Attractiveness,
though?
like there's numbers behind it, whether it's just your results in the world or your dating app data or the
This
type of
ranking
guys you can
system is
get.
just pointless,
It's like
man.
it's like LARPing.
If I have 2 compatible monsters on the field, I can use my polymerization card and fuse them into one ultimate creature.
I don't enjoy like walking into a room and knowing everyone's gonna talk to my friend and not me. That's not fun. I
Because
think
they're
I'm
going by
delusional
numbers.
how,
She's
like, they're all
projecting,
gonna
man.
talk to me
I was gonna
first.
say she's giving the game
in
away.
addition to
She's
stand
like, I'm
hierarchy,
ugly
I
and
was just
insecure, and
so we
I don't like
understand
that
that
you aren't insecure because I think
I'm
that you're
a
ugly.
Shall I say?
What do you guys think men want?
Kim Kardashian.
Body.
Because you said like you think that girls understand what men want, so I want to go like one by one.
Bro.
What do you think men want?
It's almost like sad watching it because she starts all of these with like an agenda.
Yeah.
Knows where the conversation will go. Like it's like she's directing the conversation to fit like a point.
Narrative. It's leading them on to something, and leading them on to being this type of group of people that
It's like she needs to just go on these things and just have this conversation with herself because
Yeah,
she
no.
doesn't take in anyone else's input. She just disregards what anyone says, and it's like, but no.
Do you think that you're appealing to men? And the girl's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think other people perceive me as pretty, but I think I'm pretty. And she's like, well, other people don't perceive you as pretty. And they're like, yeah, I said that. Yeah, but I think I'm pretty. And she's like, yeah, but what do men want? And she's like, that's not what I'm talking about. I think I'm pretty. And she's like, yeah, but what do men want? let's go down the line. What do men want? Because I want to talk about what men want.
Outside of this just being terrible, it's like being a poor host. What's the point of having like 15 people on one show if like
it's just
it doesn't
her.
matter? I always have a big problem with YouTube shows or podcasts or whatever when they have a guest on, they don't let the guest talk. I'm like, what's the point? Like,
if you want to like
let them
raise
speak.
your blood pressure, watch Lance from the Surfs go on Tim Pool. But he was trying to show them studies on gender affirming care, and it's Lance and then I think Tim Pool is like 2 other guys, and they're all just shouting over him every time he tries to bring up a study, and they're like, no, I don't think so, no, and I'm like, it just seems like a nightmare.
Even if you don't agree with what they're saying, you got to let them finish, because you can't argue a point that's not finished. You can't argue an incomplete point that hasn't even been fully realized. Like, you don't even know what you're arguing against. Like, there needs to be like a mental, you have to get a license to get podcasting equipment. Like, they're like, hey, you're getting mics, you're getting mixers, you're not starting a podcast.
Yeah, hold on. What's this about? I have to run a background check.
Check his Reddit profile.
Again, I've never been in a relationship, but I've chatted to quite a few guys, and it seems like it's not even that I don't live up to their standards. I feel like I'm never what they want. You're cool, your vibes, but I don't want to wife you. Like, I don't get it. You say you want personality, but you still go and try and treat a girl like a hoe. Superficial. I think a lot of guys are very superficial. Again, not all guys.
In regards to like dealing with a guy that you're not sure where you stand with him, where he's saying like he might have sex with you, but he's not willing to commit to you, or he might, you know, take you out on dates, or you might cook dinner for him, or you might take him on dates, you know, whatever it is, yeah. But there's no commitment. There's no long-standing chance of a relationship, yeah. If you're dealing with that kind of situation, I think there's one sentence that would clear up the whole thing. Would you like to meet my dad?
Never go to a man like this and say,
from the
oh my god,
family? You introduce your boyfriend.
No.
He's saying that in order to gauge if a guy is really into you, ask if he wants to meet your family?
Yes.
Yes,
He
he
says
is literally
that's
going
the,
there.
that's the test.
He is literally going by that.
If you want a man to never speak to you again, do that.
Asking if they want to commit is the same as asking if they want to meet your it's going to be the same either way. Oh, to see if the guy wants to commit, ask if he wants to commit. Like, that's what you're asking there. You're on week 2 and you're like, want to meet my dad? And he's like, no. And then you're like, see, no guy wants to commit. It's like, well, okay.
People be lying. You know, dudes be lying.
Dudes do be lying just to get in.
We all know dudes that be like, all I did was tell her I love her. Why she obsessed with me? You know the dude that be saying that?
Oh,
like,
talking about like, yes, I want to have babies with you. I'm gonna get real estate. I'm gonna do all of this stuff. I got a whole plan set out for this, and then he hangs up. I have no plan for this at all.
And whatever it is, if you're trying to get commitment from them, if you introduce them to your family from the beginning, you can see how
lock them in.
They can tell what that guy is up to.
But what if you don't have a male counterpart?
That's
if you don't have a brother, what if you don't?
Oh my god!
I understand that there are those circumstances. Obviously, I would still say introduce them to your family, a brother type figure.
Right. Even your friend who's a guy.
Sorry.
Even your friend who is a guy can
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
No, because
that's your boy.
No guy friends. No guy friends.
They hate the idea of guy friends.
That's gathered from guys that have been interested in me, as well as like guy friends. Most of the time they don't want a plus size girl because either they're afraid or embarrassed or whatever. They only want to be low key about it. They don't want to show you off. They don't want people to know that they're girls.
Like, they're into you, but they don't want other people to think that.
There was like a popular tweet going around. Your boy saying something about your girl will have you leaving her. You introduce your girl to your friend, and then later he's like, look at them big teeth, and then you gotta leave her off of that. If you claim to be an alpha male and that's and you doing that, like, okay.
Sure, why are you so concerned with the opinions of men?
They get girls to impress men, dude. It's weird.
The thing is, most of the time they want the big bum, but they don't want the things that come with the big bum.
If you guys wanted to get married, what would you look for in a wife?
Submissiveness.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh,
I hate that term.
Fuck out of here.
Submissive.
Fuck out of here.
Look, I'm a Muslim.
Slavery.
If a woman is submissive to God, then she will do her duty as a wife. Yeah. What I require from a wife is fun. If there's one word, it's cooperativeness. Beauty will fade.
Facts.
Beauty will fade. Cooperativeness. Are you going to be holding it down whilst I'm struggling at work? If there's kids at home crying and screaming, are you gonna give up easy? What kind of character do you have? Do you have
This is pimp game.
This is the art of knocking a bitch.
Like there's a message that they're getting to, but
the main thing I think is
He's
that
selling
we
a dream,
agree
man.
towards
He's-
Might have separate roles when gunning for that same goal.
Yeah.
But the goal is the same. And if she's on board, that's it.
This is like when your
You
job
said a
says
lot of
we're
things as
all
well,
part
so
of a
but, like,
family.
bring me peace when I come back from the world that I'm having to fight in order to kind of bring something to the table. From your answers, ladies, it sounded like you girls didn't really know what men want.
What?
oh my god, I knew that was what this
fair
was gonna end up with.
enough.
You
Good.
fucking led them there.
Dude, it
Literally-
literally began talking about body image, talking about where do you rate yourself, and then asking what do you think a man wants. And then when they talk, they mention bodies. They're like, nope, it's actually
Wow,
this.
so superficial. Yeah, that was so okay. That guy on the, I don't know, that guy that was talking for a long time about cooperativeness. Everything he said was like great. I kind of think he's full of shit.
I know where he's getting at because it's something that a society as a whole has a problem with. He wants cooperativeness, but no, he just wants like her to do everything.
I think he heard that guy say submissiveness and then realized, oh, that's kind of weird. I don't want to say that. So I'm going to say cooperativeness. And by cooperativeness, I mean she's going to cooperate with all the demands that I give her.
Yes.
But even if I'm reading it completely, let's say that he's totally telling the truth and he really just wants a cooperative woman and beauty fades and all that. Doesn't that make everything that Pearl said just completely bunk?
Yes.
Well, you have to understand that you're not beautiful. Well, do you? Because it sounds like he doesn't really care what you look like.
The big problem is how it is all wrapped up in the end. Like it was like something like a reality TV show. None of you women have a good understanding of what men want. What the whole point was this whole 12 minutes for?
Yeah, like we got nowhere with this.
What up, guys? Welcome, and Jess.
Yes.
Would you say you're like half red pill?
I say I'm half red pill.
Yeah.
She really seems like she's at gunpoint.
See her in the corner of the couch.
Oh,
Just
is he now? Good for him.
Why dating is ruined in 2022.
Dang.
Okay, so
Ruin.
ruined.
What's on her shirt? Is that Bobby and Whitney?
No,
It is
It
Whitney.
looks like Whitney, yeah.
This woman is held hostage.
In the 1950s.
Okay, that's when it started.
Birth control. Before the 1960s, 50s, roughly, you know, I don't, this is just a rough.
Really? Because you've got your whiteboard and your little pointer, so you should maybe have like a vague idea.
If you slept with dude, he might get you pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So back then, you had to prioritize a man.
Why is
that
this
was
only on the woman? I don't understand
provider.
why the onus of this is only on the woman.
I think someone else wrote why dating is ruined in 2022 because her handwriting is kind of abysmal.
baby mama.
What are you trying to say?
Baby mama
Like, literally-
should be an issue. If you slept with more than like 2 people, you a hoe.
That just is false.
I'm gonna say
that is
hoes
also
been
with a 2 as a body
hoeing
count
since the
nowadays.
beginning of time, bro.
The oldest profession.
Brothers, and they would vet the guy. They would say, "Is this guy good enough to screw my daughter?"
What?
right?
If I ever heard a father say that, like if say I meet a girl's father and then he said that to me, I'd be like, this is a weird relationship going
This
on
is a
here, man.
Weird relationship. He's like, what are you wearing? What do you normally wear? Show me your stats.
Make sure he's a provider, loyal, good guy. The problem is women
This is like a
may be
parody.
attracted to a good guy, but we're not aroused by the good guys. We, as women, when
Stop
hoes
speaking
got
for me,
the
Paul.
opportunity to be
The
hoes,
fact, what's
Stop
getting me is
talking
the
for me.
smacking
they
the
call it,
board
right,
with the stick.
Chads and Tyrone.
The guy your girl thinks about even when you're married to her.
Okay, that is not
These are the
the.
tall men. These are the men that all the women want.
It's
Now,
6, 7, 8,
sometimes when the
Pearl.
girls
That's
are in their
not.
younger years. They might even, overlook
Get the
6
trope
figures
right.
if he's 6 foot 6 inches, muscle, good looking guy. What is
Why,
Chad
when you're
Tyrone
looking
need?
for a provider, would you not be looking for someone attractive
Baby
and
mamas.
rich?
Did she tell you about her toxic baby daddy? You heard the girls on the show say that?
This is racist.
Chad Tyrone.
This is racist.
That's who they are.
What?
She looks like she wants to go home.
Oh my
She looks like she wants to go
Basically,
home,
birth
dude. The worst thing about this to me is like this idea that men themselves say that they're only like use. Like this is what they wanted. They want to be the provider. They want to be, but then they get mad when women are looking at them to provide.
Yeah, for not a provide. Yeah.
They're like, why do you only care about money? Well, that's what you told us to care about. It's like they force themselves in this circle that like oh these women are hoes. They only go after the guys with money, but they should only get with guys that can provide. Like it's like why just be with people you like, man. Like they overcomplicate this, man.
They do. They create these weird rigid standards, and then they get angry when people like abide by them, and they also get angry when people don't abide by them because then they're like, what do we do?
They complain that the plight of mankind is that women aren't sleeping with men, but they also say that the plight of mankind is that too many women are that like birth control, and that like women should not be promiscuous. It's like what?
Yeah, do you want women sleeping around?
The person that said that in order to stop school shootings is every woman must be mandated to sleep with any random man one time a year.
Oh, Jordan Peterson talked about enforced monogamy. I don't know if that's what you were talking about, but he was
saying
not
monogamy. He was saying like the reason of school shootings is because there's so many men that can't get anyone. So they're saying every woman over the age of 18 once a year should be paired with a random man for a night, and this would solve everything. Like, and it's weird, man.
That was what Jordan Peterson was talking about. I want to say it was with Joe Rogan. He was saying that like by women being able to sleep around, they don't like. What he said was incoherent, but he was basically saying like in order for every man to have an opportunity, you have to enforce monogamy. And then Joe Rogan was like, okay, but wouldn't it make more sense to like let women like sleep with multiple people? And he was like, but I want every man to sleep. It's not fair when all the men get to take the one woman, or it's the opposite of what I just said, and all the women flock to one man. We need to make it so that every man can have a partner, and that needs to be mandated by law.
By law, man. Like, do you want your government mandated woman, bro?
No!
You want your government?
What the frick does that mean? It's like
you're government assigned woman.
No.
She looks dead. You see the look in her eyes.
She looks upset.
No fault divorce.
So not only could the women screw the Chads and Tyrones, the wives could screw the Chads and Tyrones. Now, these are the girls that are 4s, 5s, 6, and 7. They're sleeping with Chads, Tyrones. Don't matter if they're married or not. They don't care.
They don't.
You can't trust these hoes.
These hoes ain't
She's a terrible presenter.
And so government granted women the ability to leave. And leave we did.
When I can't believe that they let women get a divorce.
The next thing that happened.
Tell me, Pearl.
The 1960s, before birth control. The other issue was if a woman left her husband or made poor decisions, she would be homeless. Screwed everyone in the town. Nobody would want to date her after.
This fantasy world
objective. That's false. That's literally just
fantasy
false.
World where everyone's wife is getting with every man in town. Like these are extreme scenarios.
Birth control.
There's absolutely a trope of like the girl that gets with everyone, and then everyone is like, for this.
Right? That is when you see. In the UK, it's free housing for single mothers.
Oh, wow.
And yep. In the US,
she sounds like, yeah, okay.
She got in a time machine and went back to the 50s. She would not enjoy that life. Especially as she's like a business owner herself. Like, she would not want this.
Yeah, no, you don't get to do any of this shit.
Let's say this is.
Oh my God, wait. Look at
Susie.
Susie.
Oh, man.
Now, Susie, what would we rate Susie 1 to 10?
She's about like a 4, maybe 5.
My gosh.
She's not a whale, she's a stick. She can't be.
Oh, I can't see Susie.
Sorry, Susie.
She's criticizing her rating of the stick figure because she's skinny.
She's not fat.
She rated her a 4, and she said she should be higher because she's skinny.
This is insane.
You're insecure.
Athletes.
Who else? Actors? Let's put in actors.
Is every girl getting likes from athletes, entertainers, and actors?
Every single girl in the world, bro.
I'm gonna wife Susie. None. But she thinks that she's on the athletes, the entertainers, the actors. you know, maybe it's not them, but the equivalent.
It sounds like
right?
she's
She
speaking
thinks
from
that she's
personal
on their level.
experience.
And then what Susie does.
She's like, you get a really big podcast, and then you get a lot of attention from men that you think are handsome, and then you think you have a chance with them, but you actually don't. And the girl's like, what do you mean you?
Now Susie's just a metaphor for average women.
Susie is a metaphor for
that think they
Pearl.
That's why dating's ruined. Cheating with these guys, women leave 70 to 80% of the time.
What?
Because of birth control.
What?
It doesn't make any sense.
That women
They're all
leave
related to birth control.
This is
Oh
all
wait, is she
because of
saying
birth
70 to
control.
80% of divorces are
Yeah,
women
are
led? Okay, but that's not that 70 to 80% of relationships. That's what that sounded like.
At the end of the day, there's no consequence because of you simps who bail them out. Class dismissed.
What?
It was terrible. Class dismissed? This was so lame, dude. How do you get to the point? It feels like a racist black dude, like a Uncle Tom type of like. This is like the feminist, like Uncle Tom.
Yeah, this is the girl
type.
equivalent.
And she uses words like bimbo and like I don't like it, man.
It makes us narcissistic almost because we think the whole world revolves around us.
And stop speaking for all of us,
The same
Pearl.
thing of what?
Well, what class of women are you talking about? Like, how intellectual are they? Where do they come from? What? Like,
All women.
You think all women think like this?
Most women, yeah.
Would you think they think they're above
I think,
the station?
yeah, because you get the dating app data, which allows women to be very honest, and women only swipe right 5% of the time.
Men are ugly in pictures, though.
No, women find 80% of men unattractive. Not okay, like unattractive.
But what about in person?
No, just anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, 80% of men they find unattractive. Yeah, so
Right,
a lot of times I'll hear girls say things like, "Oh, he's medium ugly," and I'm like, "No, sis, that's your level."
So it's women's fault that men's standards are so low that they will swipe on they will accept any woman that ever approaches them.
If a man will swipe right on every single woman and the woman only swipes right on the men that she's attracted to, obviously she's going to have a better success rate, no?
And this is what the red pill want them to do. They want them to not entertain that many men, right?
Yeah, right? Do you want the women swiping right on every man or don't
On every
you?
single man. You're mad that they barely swipe right, but if a woman was like, yep, I'm talking to all of them, you would be mad as well.
Women need to make careful decisions about which men that they want. Also, why are women so exclusive about which men that they want?
You've heard it, right? Oh, you've never heard medium. You're not on social media, right? Yeah.
I've never heard of medium
Actually
ugly.
having sex.
Sounds like
Yeah,
a
so
weird.
one out of
I've never heard. That's
either are virgins or
some
haven't
white
had
I'll have my
people
steak
stuff.
medium ugly.
And that's the
1/3 of men are virgins or haven't had sex in the past year. Oh well.
I mean, I think
just don't be a weird guy.
I
It's weird,
feel like
man.
there is a problem with like virginity because there's a problem with like us being like atomized as a society. Like we're just really, really bad socially in general. Why is that the woman's problem though? Why would we say like, oh, there's a problem with male virginity and so women just have to are you gonna say that women have to fuck more? Because I thought that's the whole problem, Pearl.
It's the same like how Andrew Tate is claiming like Islam and that promiscuous women are the downfall of society while profiting off of like cam girls and like, you know, like it's like how can you live like this, man? I still wouldn't agree, but if they were like stuck to their morals of like this is how I think society should be, and they were consistently like that in all ways, I'd be like, okay, this is just how they are. But it's like, no, they contradict themselves so often.
That's why she confuses me so much, is because you'll say something, a statement, and then she will back up on that statement, like a retreat on it to something else that's contrary to it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, she says that like something like a topic, and then she contradicts it. Then just topic contradict every single time.
Women say things like men are trash, all men cheat, da 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 da. It's because we're all asleep. Yeah.
More men were having sex because women were less free.
In a way, yeah, because
so we had more.
We had to vet men more because we could possibly get pregnant, because birth control is a failsafe, right? If you get
It is not.
to prioritize a man that was going to stick around, and like women, we're kind of dumb. Like a guy can sweet talk us and like
Jesus,
trashing herself.
Yeah, literally. Stop speaking for me, Pearl.
No man wants this society where men already complain that it's too difficult to get women. No man wants a society where in order to get any woman you have to meet their parents. You have to interact with their brother. And
yeah, right. This whole like the women need to only be getting with men that they want to commit to for the rest of their lives. That's absolutely going to make women less likely to get with you.
This is not what they want. This is not what you want, incels, because they definitely don't want to be with you for the rest of their lives.
Like, if women already have super low standards and they're not getting with you, they're not going to start getting with you.
I can't imagine waking up and just being this lame.
Right. It's so sad that like, oh, if I'm a woman's like last resort, I'm gonna like expedite the process, because that's like the only charitable reading of this.
They use all these excuses as to why women are talking to them. It doesn't, like, men are way more shallow than girls. Like, you could be ugly. An ugly man still wants an attractive woman, you know? But like,
yeah,
you could be you could be an ugly dude, and if you're funny or you can talk, you could still, like, it'll work out for you, man. Like
the stereotype that like straight women settle, where you'll see like the most beautiful woman you've ever seen and her husband is like whatever, but he's funny.
Just some guy. Dudes do not do that. Complain that women's standards are way too high. No, dude standards be much higher, bro. You be making these girls giggle, anything can happen.
Social media influencing this whole outlook on a very skewed outlook on how to talk to people, how to live your life, and she's basing it all on like because her big thing is about social media. I don't know what's the deal with the birth control thing. It's just
I feel like for sure it's either at best it's a grift and she's just doing it because she knows it'll make her money. But supposing that it's not a grift, I feel like it just like you were saying, like she's always talking about like women being too confident because of social media. It would have had to be that at some point she was put in her place by some guy and she was so like humiliated by it because she thought that she was so cool because of like all this. Maybe even it started as like a grift and then she was getting all this attention from, I feel weird like making up this like lore for her, but
this is the Pearl lore. Put it on the
Pearl lore.
Like it could have like she's like, oh, I could like make some money off of grifting as like a men's rights activist, and then she got a bunch of attention from dudes. Now I have all this attention from guys online, I'm gonna get all this attention from guys in real life. I can get any guy I want. And then she was like, oh, I guess I can't believe this. I need to make every girl as insecure as I am now. How dare you still like yourself when other people don't find you attractive?
The game's happening. Hopefully he's gonna change. I want him to change, and he'll change for me because he's with me, he's here, and this is what I want.
They want the guy that they're going after to be validated by other women, and that's what.
Which is what this is exactly what men do.
Other women that you recognize as pretty to also have a vested interest in this guy, and that's how men win the game.
Why do you think? Why are women grossed out at dirty jokes, but the same women do those things in the bedroom?
Because they don't.
What type of? What did that lead to?
They do that.
How did this start?
She's like, I have a list of questions. I'm not listening to what you're saying.
A lot of men value purity. Do you think that men would be attractive if she was to say like, yeah, I like bukkake on my face?
I think it's the same reason they lie about like body count.
I love the background change.
Now saying that girls won't talk about being freaks with each other.
How many bodies is too many?
Wait, so what? Wait, what? How did it get here,
I missed
man?
something.
Did
I miss something, or is she just like boom, 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 boom topics?
If I was in that room, I'd be like, wait, what are you talking about?
Hold on, Pearl, what?
Wait, Pearl.
How did we get here, man?
Not what we're talking about right now. Why this question?
Pearl, are you gonna acknowledge what your friend just said, who is more upbeat than she was in the other video? So I'll give her that. Did they sedate her for the other video? Because she was like dead.
You know they woke her up like at 3 a.m. in the morning to do that board.
A bag is pulled off your head, and the Pearl is there with a whiteboard. There's a microphone in front.
Oh my god!
You're like, oh
like,
no!
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today,
what point is she trying to make that women be making dirty jokes? Like this.
Yeah, well,
I've never. What type
so,
of woman does she be hanging with, man? Like
it's so weird when like their first principles and like their like real life examples are just wrong. They're like, yeah, you know how women never talk about sex. And it's like, what world are you living in, Pearl?
Is she Mormon or something? She has.
Yeah,
Mormon
I wonder
vibes.
if she was.
I don't know, man.
I feel like she's
it's
Mormon.
all fake, but
just Pearl behind you. Just look. I'm just looking in the eyes.
Yeah, she's just terrifying.
I know she's gonna say something weird to me, like statistics. Did you know of 20%?
I think anything in London because everyone will lie about the body count. I know what the people.
Wait, this is his ideal body
below
count?
10 is good.
Mhm.
10 to
Below 10
15
is good.
Is okay, and then below 20 is like you wouldn't agree with it, but you'd accept it because I've come to realize, having done numbers myself, so many people lie. That is yeah. And especially, I've got one thing I've come to the realization as well is that cool. Say at one point I was chopping out and going through, but the reality is these same women were probably getting chopped out by guys like me who were just time wasters. So probably from what I'm attracted to is like echo chambers. Like I could go for that nerdy girl who plays chess and her body count's probably below 3, but then like if I tried to put my thumb in her bum, she might be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" So it's like,
What?
Wait, what was the last part?
He even admitted himself that it's because the type of woman he goes after. He said he could go to like a normal girl, like a nerdy girl that hasn't been with that many men, but he would rather, be out.
Oh no, she's from Chicago.
Chicago, bro.
No,
it's Chicago,
man. Pearl throughout this video is becoming super red.
No, she is really red. You see the end?
She is like enraged.
It's hilarious how men talk about this, but in the end, we've all seen this. If he really likes the girl, it doesn't matter. She could have been with 1,000, like
she could have killed people.
Like if you really like the girl, it doesn't matter. Like
you literally you got into the real world. I remember thinking when I was like little, like I don't know, old enough to understand that people were attractive, but not old enough to understand things were going on. It's like, I don't know, 8. I'd be like, oh, that person is like ugly, but they have a spouse. Oh, that person's kind of ugly, but they have a spouse. And then you get older and you're like, oh, there's kind of someone for everyone. So like, I don't find that person attractive, but someone does. Or you'll be like, oh, I didn't find that person attractive, but then I got to know them. And then I did.
Yeah. It's I think the whole thing with their argument is like they detract empathy. They're like, no, you don't have to have empathy with these relationships. But empathy is the whole crucial point.
The whole thing.
It's the whole point.
Like, what a nightmare to just base your relationship off of like
statistics.
Your weird statistics that you have in your brain.
There and tell men what they should actually want.
Right.
A protector, you want
Okay,
a
there we go.
provider, right?
No.
You want somebody who can be a good father, right?
Wait, why do the men get to start when we're talking about what men want, and they also get to start?
Did I
not start,
It's a
but they get to be
man-
more
it's a man's
authoritative.
world, I guess.
You want a man who,
Yeah, the authority on what men want is
as
men,
in, like,
and the
we've heard
authority
it
on
for,
what
like-
women want is men.
Listen,
Unless
we've
the
heard it
women
for
are about to
decades.
say
This
you're
is a fact.
wrong.
What do you think men want?
Give me 3. I was gonna say.
Because I just
Oh, here we go. We're
five,
doing the
and
thing
I got
again.
Give me
4 out of 5.
Men want somebody that can be a support system.
Okay, quick note. When they're talking to the women and they go, okay, what do men want? And then the women guess what men want, and then the men tell them. Here, the men guess what women want, and then the
And then
women
the men tells
guess
them.
what men want. We don't even get to hear what women want. It doesn't matter.
Come home and you're having your man problems, you can actually come to somebody and be that person that lays down and shows some sort of vulnerability without being judged, because a man is a man.
Bullet point them. Bullet point what men want.
That's
Bro,
one.
let her
You
talk.
want somebody that can be caring but listening to you without judgment. You want somebody you can trust.
Mm.
Okay? 2, you want somebody that is nurturing. But that's not what men want. There's the same way that women want certain things.
There's 3 guys here.
Men then should be considered
There's
as
3
well what they
girls
think
there.
women want. People understand what a partnership or unionship means between a man and a woman. There's a lack of understanding of what you're actually meant to be doing together.
So when I named those 4 or 5 things, was I generally right?
Yeah.
Kind of, but
Right,
not
okay.
really.
The problem is you speak a lot, but you don't listen. That's the problem.
What did I
And
do?
so
You
when
don't
men
listen.
speak, and
Oh
it's-
my
doesn't even listen to what
God.
they
A long
say.
time.
Oh my God.
When men,
Oh,
women
dude.
find excuses as to not give the men what they're actually asking for.
Like
they
what you
want.
do?
But men have been the same from day one. Men have generally not changed.
What are you
been the same
talking
since
about?
they were
What
insane.
are you talking
Fit,
about?
feminine, friendly.
Fit, feminine, friendly.
That is a very loose term.
Big ups to that girl for moving the mic, because I was about to say, why are the women mic'd so much lower than the men?
Shut the fuck up, man. When you get in a marriage, I own you, bitch. You are my bitch. So when you're my bitch, if I want to have sex, if I came home from a long day trying to provide for you, you're gonna open your legs and I'm gonna get smashing.
Is
like,
this
what
a
the hell?
bit? Oh, okay. Wait, I think that was a bit.
Whoa.
I think we missed the part where he introduced that as a bit.
I had to take a breather on that.
Let me go back.
It could have been a bit. I also can say that I have personally encountered people who think like that, but I think that was a bit.
This woman, I heard about some random shit, yeah, saying he's like they're married, yeah, and the woman is like, I don't want to have sex every day, this, that, this. It's my body. Shut the fuck up, man. When you get a marriage,
this is what he thinks.
Not a
you
bit.
are my bitch.
He thinks.
You are my bitch.
He is a corrupt madman.
We're gonna open your
God,
legs,
I
I'm gonna-
tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Do you think sex is a duty in marriage?
No, that's
Just
why
can
I said
can
they want the
okay,
woman.
If you don't, if you
I'll
do
give
not,
it to you, but you can't force me.
And
But
it's
I
not
will
an
give it to
ownership.
you, like-
but see that's like a lack of submission, though.
Yeah,
Because if
yeah,
you're
it
submissive
is,
to
bro.
that,
Amish?
I hate this. I hate this. I have like
He
such a,
um,
I have such a personal
Okay, do
gripe.
you number one indicators that a woman is going to leave is she starts to out earn her man,
Mm.
and so
Outdoing
and even when you're
her
talking
man.
about like education,
Oh, 'cause
like,
then there's
or
no
they
submission.
out-educate their
My parents had been married for a solid 30 years. During that time, there's been times when my dad had no job for a long period of time, or my mom wasn't working for. It's just it's a partnership. Like you help each other, man. I can't imagine living like this.
It's-
Like
it's
your
like
whole
a-
life is statistics, man.
No, it's like a power trip. Like who's gonna be on top? It's like they're fighting against each other, then they are really helping each other. Ego trip. Like I'm the man. I'm the top of the gun. You're not supposed to support me. You're supposed to be subservient to me. You're supposed to do all of these things for me. They're trying to explain like no, it's a team thing, and then they're like enforcing this like the man is on top. He's on power. You should worship him.
The downfall of society, you know what is really causing? It's stuff like this, man.
You're a provider, you do what the woman wants. A lot of men will say that it's entitlement. Well, then if you're demanding for your woman to even have sex with you when even she's not in the mood, that's entitlement then, no?
Men don't mind providing.
No,
for
she's
women that
spitting.
deserve it.
Well, then a woman doesn't mind
100%.
opening her
Whoa,
legs
whoa,
for a
whoa,
man
why
that
fucking
deserves
do
it.
deserve it?
If you
Thank
ask
you.
right to get everything.
I like this.
Oh,
That's-
definitely.
So why are you getting into a relationship with someone that don't deserve it then?
The mic is so low.
She's mic so low. What the?
Yeah, what
I
do
gotta
women
turn. I
think
should wait.
submission is?
How?
Because
Turn
women
my
have a
mic
problem
way
with the word,
down.
so what-
You are a man and you're telling me, babe, I need to go and get this job and you're going to have to do this because this is the plan and this is what you need to do. I guess I would submit in that position because your planning is what you do best. That's your skill. That's what you do. If we're now in the house and you're trying to tell me how is the best way for us to spend money in the house when I run the home, then I'm not going to submit to you trying to tell me that. Yes, I am submissive. if it makes
Comparatively,
sense. I
yeah.
don't submit just for the sake of things. And when things don't make sense, I actually am able to communicate clearly.
Nor should
and
you. Nor should anyone.
maturely.
You think you give off submissive energy?
It's not
My
beneficial
strength
as a
and power
human
as a
to
woman
be
is
submissive
actually a
all the
filter.
time. By
You should
default.
not. Yeah.
People around me
No.
because when you get to know me, you understand that this what I'm doing.
As many of you know, I was
Yeah.
What?
banned on
What the
TikTok.
heck? Cut her off?
Are you kidding me?
Savage!
She's about to start making her point, and Pearl's like, nope, 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 cut it, cut it, cut it.
That
Cut it
is
off.
diabolical.
Being given the chance to talk, and she's like, all right, so this is why I believe I'm worthy of respect. Fade out. Getting
Well-
recommended all this like right wing because the watch together like goes into your YouTube history, and so I'm now getting all this like red pill.
She literally said, like, if she was in a scenario where her man was like, where she wasn't working and her man made all the money, and like, yeah, like he should, like, makes sense for him to, you know, where the bills are going and where, like, what type of house we live in, like, you know, that would make sense. But then she said, like, if I'm making like money more equal, then I'm not going to be submissive about all the decisions we make, which is completely reasonable.
And she was like, we got to shut it down right now.
This is only short snippet. She does this like 3 or 4 days a week, 3-hour podcasts of this. We've learned today is that, you know, women just, they need to sleep with men less, but also more at the same time. They need to lower their standards, but also have extremely high standards all the time. Cameron was here. I always pronounce your name Cameron, like every time, because it's the only Cameron. I never can. She learned. We put her in her place. Watch Cameron's Nazis were clowns video. That was a great video.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Oh my god, thank you. On one hand, I'm a little worried that I'm not wearing makeup and I'm gonna get all these comments from high value men being like, this ugly bitch.
They already come at me in that last
true.
educate. They were like, this
And
fat
same-
incel simp.
I can't wait to get into this, you know. He's always in a Waffle House. What the freak is wrong with him talking about relationships and goals and
Always remember that what makes the whites happy makes the blacks upset.
No one's still supposed to hate you. I know I'm still supposed to hate you.